So first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. What y'all think? First of all, they said that Luna's supposed to been doing something to Will, and she's supposed to be on the run. She didn't do nothing to Will. She let him go. But okay, like I said, first thing first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode. So we're gonna start with Will and Luna. She was upset, and he was telling her to put down the weapon and stuff like that. She just walking around, just over here being careless with it and stuff. So I don't think it's something gonna happen. I said I feel like that would have been a perfect opportunity. She could have got him, then she could have been on the run and stuff like that. Then we got Steffi or Hayes or whoever she was gonna get. But no, they always sit up here and introduce these storylines and don't do nothing with it. But I did see some spoiler photos, y'all. She gonna have on the same green outfit that she had last time. She gonna have that on. She gonna have the weapon in her hand, and Steffi gonna be right there in front of her. They also show a separate one where Sheila supposed to come to the school or whatever and try to stop her. So we'll see how all that plays out. But yeah, like I said, with Will and Luna, she was upset. She feel like he set her up and stuff like that. He telling her that it's too late. The cops are on their ways. Put the weapon down and all this other stuff. And she just going on and on about how, he betrayed her and stuff like that. But she ends up telling him to get out. She let him go. She turned him loose, y'all. She let him go or whatever, and he ran. I said, he dipped up out of there. Might as well get him and the lecture out the way. She was happy that he was safe. I think first they was at Steffi and them house, and then they end up going back to Forest of Creations. But yeah, that's all that happened with Luna and Will. She let him go. She's still obsessed with Steffi, talking about Steffi the reason she know that Will wouldn't have did it on his own. I said, actually, it was his idea. But yeah, Sheila over here still trying to toss the sense to her. But yeah, Sheila seemed kind of bothered that Will set her up or whatever. I said, nah, you should have been over there. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They also showed a spoiler photo where Sheila's supposed to be talking to Taylor on this week's episode, just talking to her about something that Luna's supposed to say. That she has one more thing to do. Hello, I was surprised she let him go. Me too. They were saying it like she was gonna do something to him or something. Look, he hurry up and ran in. But I think after she took out the weapon and stuff, I think without that part with the weapon, they probably weren't gonna be able to process her. I don't know if that's what it's called, but yeah. Steffi finna lecture Chief Baker. They was just watching and stuff like that. Lecturer was telling him how they had to do something before she, murders Will or whatever. But by that time, she let him loose. She ends up letting him loose. Chief Baker did end up saying how they went there and she was gone. I said, now how in the world? What they said was a lecturer in the K tied up. What's that? Her? I thought that was the teacher. I don't know. But she's supposed to tell Steffi that the teacher is all tied up right now. So I don't know. We'll see. Because they did make it a point to say that the lecturer was watching Hayes and stuff like that. But I think it's gonna be the teacher that's gonna be tied up. I could be wrong. What else? Back to Luna and Will. Chief Baker gonna say some. They got there when the officers got there. She was gone. How you said she was on standby? So you mean to tell me that if he had got shot, y'all gonna be nowhere near there? I was like, how you said that they right there or whatever, if anything happened and stuff like that. You over here talking about some, well, you said that when they got there, she was gone. And I said, the next best stop, though, is for them to go check Sheila's place. I said, they ain't good for nothing on General Hospital or the Bold and Beautiful. But yeah, exactly. She don't invited the teacher to teach her stuff. They said that Hayes supposed to bring some type of gift home from school, y'all, and it's supposed to shock Steffi and Taylor. I think it says Steffi and Taylor. So I don't know what it's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be something to show them that Luna was around. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Who else we got? Ridge, Taylor. They was just talking about they repeated Friday's episode where he was saying he liked the rings on her finger and stuff like that. Eric ends up coming in there, and that's when they tell him. And when they told him, the look on his face, I said he seemed bothered by that. Now we know that he wanted Brooke and Ridge to reunite, but yeah, first he seemed like he was upset. And he was like, "What?" He was like, "What?" I said he upset. I thought the police was outside waiting. That's what they said. They told me so they couldn't find her. I was like, "How you had the police waiting and she don't got away, and she ain't even go no far. She went to Deacon their place." But yeah, Eric seemed like he was upset, but he ended up telling them, he was happy for them and all this other stuff. He just showing his congratulations. Taylor just standing up there smiling. She's so excited and stuff. I was like, yeah, he is. He be pretending. Then when Ridge left, Ridge talking about something, he had to go. He had to be the one to go tell Brooke and stuff like that. So he left and to go tell her. And that's when Eric and Taylor sit down and they was just talking and stuff. And I said, I said, he full of crap too. I said, he full of crap too, just like his son. What else? Let's see. Did they show a flashback? I think when they first showed Brooke, was she thinking about the fashion show again? I said, this lady ain't gonna never give up. I said, what's going on around here? Might as well get her out the way with Ridge too. And then I think we're gonna end with Steffi. Oh wait, I forgot Luna and them too. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. With Brooke, I think if I'm not mistaken, they showed her having a flashback. If I'm not mistaken, they showed her having a flashback or whatever about the fashion show. I said, here they go again. Luna and Sheila, she ends up saying, Will set her up, and she was like, I knew something was up or whatever. And she's like, that's all you have to say or whatever. So she ends up saying how Steffi's going to pay for ruining her life. Wait, what's that before? Let me see. I don't know if she was talking to Sheila then or if she was talking to Will. She was talking to herself. After Will left, she was talking to herself. I thought they was going to show Electra and them listening still, but they didn't. But yeah, she ends up running to Sheila and telling her what happened. Sheila was saying how she knew it or whatever. She just didn't want her to be hurt. And she's just still talking about Steffi the reason or whatever. I know it wouldn't have been Will's idea and all this other stuff. She wanted my daddy to do it, my father to do it or whatever. And that's why she went to Will. I was like, no, he's the one who offered. He the one who offered. Hold on, they said something hell for review. He is. He definitely fake. He be putting on the front and stuff, and Taylor know it. Taylor definitely know it. Yeah, Sheila was just saying how she knew it. She just didn't want her to be hurt. That's why she was warning her or whatever. And Luna just kept talking about Steffi, and she looking all concerned. She's supposed to go to Taylor this week or whatever and try to get information out of her. They said that she actually do supposed to get the information out of her or whatever, and that's how she gonna end up going to the school. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Was that it with Sheila and them? Yeah, I think the ending with Sheila and Luna was when she was still talking about Steffi, the reason behind everything, and Sheila was just looking at her. Next, we got Brooke and Ridge, and then we're going to end with Steffi and Taylor. With Brooke and Ridge, Brooke was just sitting up there. She just sitting up there. She just so upset. You could see. So he walked in and she was like, I already know or whatever. He was like, how'd you find out? And she told Neat, the one who told. And he was like, you should have been heard it from me or whatever. So this lady, I'm like, okay, at what point do these two, Taylor and Brooke, decide, okay, no, you're not going to continue to do this to me? Taylor, between her and Brooke, I don't know what to say because Taylor over here, she's just smiling and happy. And this man, he does not, even though he said what he said to Taylor on today's episode, I don't believe him. Maybe it's history, I don't know, but I don't believe him. Then Brooke over here, I'm thinking she gonna say, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm done. Something. Nah, let me stop playing. I knew she was gonna want him back, but still, we all knew that. If you've been watching long enough, what they say. Will and Finn got Luna's cell phone number. The police can track Luna unless she left her phone. Yep, she's supposed to go to she gonna go put on the same green outfit she had on last time. If I'm not mistaken, it was the outfit from when she put Steph in the cage. But yeah, she don't put the same outfit back on. She has the weapon in her hand, and she gonna have the teacher call Steffi there, and Steffi gonna be looking for the teacher or whatever, and that's what she gonna say. She's all tied up. But yeah, Brooke ends up telling Ridge, like I said, that she already knows, and that's what she told about Nick or whatever. So she gonna over here talking about some, because Taylor's the one that proposed, that means you didn't want to or whatever. He was like, it's already done or whatever. I already said yes. He's still not talking in a way that suggests that he really wants Taylor and only Taylor. That's supposed to be the first thing out his mouth, but it's not. He's talking about he already did it. He already said yes now. She talking about some fix it. You still can fix it or whatever. I said, girl, I said, let him go. Let him go. Go on over there with Nick for as long as you can, because he probably leaving town too when he realized you ain't gonna never let go of Ridge. But we'll see. Did y'all hear that they supposed to be bringing that lady back? What did they say her name was? Was it Krista? The last lady that played Taylor. They said she's supposed to come back, y'all. But we'll see, because people been complaining about, I think her name Rebecca. I could be wrong. But the lady that currently plays Taylor, they used to play Greenlee on All My Children. They said that she's being replaced. But yeah, Brooke's still begging him to come back and stuff like that. Talking about some, I knew you wouldn't have proposed or whatever. Talking about some, she want him to reverse it. He's talking about some, it's too late. He's moving on with his life, and he ends up saying goodbye. That's how you gonna say goodbye when you just got to come back to work the next day anyway. But no, yeah, he gonna say goodbye, and he walked out on her. He knew if he stayed longer, she was gonna see right through him. She over here begging and stuff. What the word going on right here? But yeah, and the last people we got is Steffi and Taylor. Steffi was just telling Taylor everything that happened with Luna and stuff like that, and she was concerned. That's when Steffi ends up seeing the ring, and she asked what happened. That's when she told her, and she gonna say some, what she tell her mama? I'm impressed. What's you impressed? What the word going on? She talking about she impressed that her mama proposed to her daddy. Taylor. I mean, not Taylor, Steffi. Now I knew she wanted them together, but I was really hoping that she would have said, I don't like that you had to be the one to propose or anything like that, especially after she just had that conversation with him about Brooke. And she was asking him why he cares and all this other stuff. But you over here talking about, so you impressed? But yeah, what else? Yeah, they were just saying how excited they is and stuff like that. And Steffi didn't really want to ruin her moment by talking about Luna or whatever. But I think that was the last thing that happened. Taylor tells Steph she should stay with them. Oh yeah, she did say that she should come back, or they should come back to that state or whatever, because of the whole Luna situation. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.